People, I had to talk about this one. I had to kind of throw some pushback to this one because I was watching a Twitch stream on DJ Akademiks. He's the pretty much number one hip hop personality. And on this Twitch stream, a conversation that he was having led him to talking about Dragon Ball, in particular Dragon Ball Z. And throughout the conversation that he was having, one of the things that he said, I was like, dog, fam, whoa, you getting a little too crazy there, buddy, because he basically says some disparaging remarks regarding Goku that I found to be just completely untrue, inaccurate. In fact, I kind of think that maybe Ak ain't seen Dragon Ball in a while, because there's just no way that somebody could come to the conclusion of what he said about Goku. We're gonna watch this clip. It's about like 3 minutes or so, and we're gonna react along the way, and I'm gonna throw some pushback because, yeah, homie, you was wallin' a little bit. If you're watching this Ak, you was kinda bugging out, my lord. Let's watch and yeah, react.
Yo, does anybody watch Dragon Ball Z? I need somebody to tell me what's the
I've watched Dragon Ball Z. Yes, multiple times.
best fusion of anybody else in Dragon Ball Z. I think it was...
Okay, before we hear what he has to say, hands down the best fusion in Dragon Ball Z, because we got to be careful about this one, right? There was Dragon Ball Z, and then of course there's Super. Hands down the best in Dragon Ball at this particular point as a whole of the fusions would be Gogeta Blue. Gogeta Blue, you know, throwing hands with Broly, like that was easily the strongest, which that's what I'm assuming he means by best. I don't think he means character-wise. I could be wrong about that. Again, we'll watch more into this clip, but to start off with, the best one easily is Vegito in Dragon Ball Z. Granted, there was a little bit of that cocky nature or whatever, but Vegito was clearly the strongest. He was, you know, just able to throw hands with Super Buu. In fact, I throw the argument that if they were Vegito against Kid Buu, they probably would have cleaned his clock fairly easily or pretty quickly in comparison to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Vegito. Let's see what Ak said.
It was Gotenks, right?
Well, Gotenks was badass. I ain't going front on that one. Gotenks was badass, but again, maybe a little too childish for his own good. If he would have taken it serious and he would have listened to Piccolo, it would have been a different story, but all right.
Like when it was Goten and Trunks who fused, you know, they were like the next generation. They got to
Boruto, Naruto, next generations. Don't even worry about it, Ak. Don't worry.
to like Super Saiyan 2 or I don't know if 3, but they got Super Saiyan like 2 before.
They went to Super Saiyan 3. They first went Super Saiyan. I believe they went to Super Saiyan 2. And then, yes, they went Super Saiyan 3 against Super Buu. And that still wasn't enough to take them down. Craziness.
Or any previous person got to Super Saiyan. So
no, they were following the footsteps, because pretty much the first person to go Super Saiyan, aside from the legendary Super Saiyan of history or whatnot, first person in Dragon Ball Z to go Super Saiyan was Goku. First person to go Super Saiyan 2 was Gohan, and the first person to go Super Saiyan 3 was Goku. And it was because Goku showed Goten and Trunks Super Saiyan 3 that they were able to understand how to get to that point, and they could only do it, of course, using fusion or whatever. So they weren't the first to do it, but they did it pretty freaking awesomely. It was pretty badass when they did it.
I thought that was like the best fusion. Y'all tell me. I'll read what y'all gotta say.
Again, I'm gonna stand with Vegito. Granted, they had the Potara earrings, and Potara had them fused permanently, although later on in Dragon Ball Super that was retconned. It actually wasn't permanent for whatever. That made no sense. But either way, yeah, it was Vegito that was the best, the strongest.
What's the best fucking fusion in this bitch?
Vegito.
Somebody said Gogeta?
Gogeta, well, okay, because Gogeta in Dragon Ball Z's timeline, first of all, it never really existed, because Gogeta in Dragon Ball Z was a movie character that didn't actually canonically happen. Gogeta is actually not canon until Dragon Ball Super in the Broly film. And again, like I said, that's the best one, but that technically doesn't go into Z. So still, pretty much the only two fusions that you have that, you know, are of any value, so to speak, in Dragon Ball Z, Vegito and Gotenks, and Gotenks goes Super Saiyan 3, so that was pretty badass.
Gogeta was fire, though. Gogeta was fire.
He was.
It wasn't Gotenks?
I don't
Bro,
think so.
I'm only saying Go Tanks just because like it just had more potential. But Gogeta was goated. But I also thought of like, yo, it's a problem. There's a problem with, yo, Goku was a pussy. Like,
What that? Hold up, Ak. Where are you coming up with this narrative, dog? Goku is the furthest thing from a pusillanimous, so to speak. Like, Goku's the furthest from that, homie. Like, if anything, Goku is too brave for his own good. He's too ignorant to understand sometimes, like, dog, you gotta be a little bit scared right now, fam. This is a little scary. Like, he's the furthest thing. In fact, in Super, homie puts the fate of the entire universe at stake because he's not scared. Like, Ak, when's the last time you seen Dragon Ball, homie? Like, it sounds like this is very outdated and misremembered information, fam. Goku is furthest from pusillanimous, homie. Like, furthest.
Like, he's a bitch ass nigga. Like,
dog, never. Like, yo, what series are we talking about here? We talking about My Hero Academia Deku? We talking about Hitman Reborn Tsunayoshi Sawada? Like, those are characters that you can maybe throw the argument. You know, Takamichi, Tokyo Revengers, sure. Goku, like, yo, what are we talking about here, fam? I feel like this is a little bit nonsensical.
And he's a bitch ass nigga with the best intentions.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he doesn't even have the best intentions. Like, sure, to a certain degree, he want to protect Earth, he want to protect his people, he want to protect his family and all that stuff. But he's not scared to the point where, if anything, his intentions sometimes almost pretty much destroys everyone. Like I said, going into Super, and granted, he's talking about Z, so I'm gonna throw him a little grace here that maybe he just doesn't know anything after Z, because he's, again, going off this. But even then, in Z, for example, when they're fighting against Cell, his intentions is to let Gohan get the job done, and again, it almost gets them in trouble, and it costs him his life, which he wasn't scared in a heartbeat to jump in and use instant transmission, sacrificing his life to save his people. So where's this narrative coming from, Ak? Where are we going with this, dog? Where you taking me, fam? What are you doing to me?
But like, he's the guy. Yo, you ever watch Superman and be like, yo, bro, you got all the power, but you don't do enough to handle the problem. You do only enough to fix each situation.
I will say that is, to a certain degree, accurate, because Goku's never showcased like, dog, I'm gonna just handle every problem on Earth. It's just pretty much like, hey, when big problem comes to my doorstep, or it's something that I can't ignore, hey, let me go handle that situation. But Goku's never really went out of his way to, you know, police Earth, so to speak, or anything like that. It's just like, oh, Saiyans are coming, let me stop them. Oh, the Red Ribbon Army is going wild, let me stop them. It's never really like Goku is like, I don't know, like Krillin or some shit on some 12, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's never been that case. So, okay, I give him that, but still, he's bugging the fuck out on saying that Goku's a pusillanimous. I'm just saying.
But if you're so powerful in the dynamic of this whole situation, like, nigga, you could just fucking fuck everything up, and niggas wouldn't even want to be criminals no more. You get what I mean?
But it's not even about really criminals, dog. It's like outer space aliens, and then to a certain degree, gods that are coming over here. It's not like Goku's gonna whip somebody's ass and they're gonna be like, you know what? I'm a good guy. Although it has happened to a certain degree. I mean, Vegeta, for example. But like, dog, look at, he whipped Frieza's ass on Namek, and till this day, Frieza stronger than ever, because yeah, that the ass whippings just haven't taught him anything. So to a certain degree, Ak, you're killing me, dog. You're killing me, fam.
So you're like, you could fix the whole problem. Instead, every single time you just want to come in as the hero and fix that one situation. So that's kind of how I looked at like the Gogeta shit, where I'm like, I think Goku could have did what he needed to do if he had the attitude to do it. And I think if
that is true too, to a certain degree, and that's one of the lessons. Again, I keep on referencing Super, but it feels like Super has come in and tried in certain areas to fix Goku's character. That's one of the things that, like, Whis is constantly teaching him. You got to be a little bit more like Vegeta, and Vegeta, you got to be a little bit more like Goku. Like, sometimes you have to be not necessarily ruthless, but you got to be stern on your convictions. And if a dude needs to die because they're just pure evil and there's no redemption, you got to do what needs to be done, or there's going to be repercussions repercussions and consequences, and we've seen that throughout time. Again, even going back to Z, where, yo, let me give Cell a sensu bean so there could be a fair fight. Like, dog, what are you doing? So again, some validity to some of what, but Ak, you still bugging the fuck out. I'm sorry, dog.
Vegeta put in like some of the work and also used some of his resources. He could have done the same thing too, except they were like fusing. That's why I put more stock into the kids fusing. So Goten and motherfucking Trunks.
Dog, they were doing like kitty shit in the middle of fighting Super Buu. Like, and now in pretty much Super and on, and in GT especially, they basically became like bums and shit. But
when they fuse, I'm like, yes. Them motherfuckers fusing is like, yeah. You know what I mean? That could be, first of all, they were more powerful than their fathers or their parents as kids.
That is facts. What, youngest Super Saiyans of all time, 7 and 8? So yeah, that's facts.
They could show us the new heights of powers. I don't know.
They could have definitely. When I was younger and I was watching that shit, I remember thinking to myself, dog, if they're, and it was even said in the show, I think when Gohan was seeing Goten for the first time go Super Saiyan, he was like, if this is what they are at 7 and 8, what the hell are they going to be like when they're adults? And they were bums when they were adults. I mean, even in the Super film, the Dragon Ball superheroes, like with them a little bit older, what did they really do against, you know, Mecha Cell? What is he called again? Beast Cell? No, that's Beast Gohan. I don't know, but the Cell from the superhero film, they ain't really do too much. In fact, they screwed up on the fusion, and yeah.
So I said Vegeta was weak. Vegeta was not weak. I fuck
Facts.
with Vegeta's mentality.
Facts.
Gohan was a bitch.
Oh shit, that to a certain degree I could argue the Goku shit all day because Ak is just wrong, flat out wrong. I think he doesn't understand Goku's character, but Gohan, to a certain degree, you could throw the argument that, dog, you know, like the fate of the world is at stake, and instead you rather hug on to your books, dog. Like, you got me fucked up. You think the world is gonna end, and I might have the capability of, you know, stopping this threat from taking over and destroying everything, but nah, fam, my manga collection is calling me, dog. So yeah, it's hard to argue with that one. The guy with the most potential rather be fucking the books instead of fucking up his enemies. So yeah.
Somebody said the Henny started to hit me, nah, nigga. Anyway.
Okay, all right, it's done. Yeah, the Henny was hitting you, Ak. Let me know what you guys think about this one, because flat out, there was some validity to some of his points. Vegeta definitely was dope. I think he doesn't really understand or even maybe remember Goku's character, because Goku was far from ever being scared. Goku, if anything, was the epitome. I ain't never scared. What? I ain't never scared. Goku was never scared of nobody, dog. In fact, his intentions oftentimes would lead him into problems where, again, he would die, or the universe is going to be destroyed because he decided, like, yo, he want to fuck around in Super. So I think Ak needs to rewatch Dragon Ball Z and then go watch some Super, because even though some people like to shit on Super, it's not as good as Z, whatever. Like, Super has some epic stuff, and it will probably teach Ak a little bit more about Goku's character. It's hard to defend Gohan. Like, as much as I'm a Gohan fan, I've always been a Gohan fan, even up until this point. It's like every time he mans up for like a split second, and it's back to the books, dog. And I love me some books, but at the end of the day, you need to do what needs to be done. Yeah, I don't know, Ak. I think the Henny was hitting you a little bit though with that Goku shit. I'm just saying, fam, what are you doing? Let me know what you guys think about this situation. How do you feel about Ak's opinion? Is he right regarding Goku? And also the fusion situation. Again, I don't think Gotenks was the best by any means. In Z, it would have been Vegito, and in general, it's Gogeta Blue. Yeah, have an awesome day.